Nukite. What is this for? What are our options? I want to go through 6 variations. There are more. I want to take 2 stand-up Japanese ones, 2 body control, limb controls, 2 throws. So here's some options for you. Okay, first one we're going to do is coming from that cross grab. Anytime someone's got a hold, they're thinking of pulling in, they're thinking of that control, they're tightening up. So what I'm going to do on this is close the space in, go thumb over thumb. As soon as I start to lift my thumb up, it creates space underneath that pinky. That's my time that I can start going thumb over thumb and drive down too. As I'm turning my body, it's my escape. As always, a tune-up goes in really well. However you want to come across with it. Now thumb over thumb, boom, up and over, okay? And the run comes in. So however I want to do it, and I'm out. There are also attacks where they may get 2 hands on for the grip. If they've got 2 hands on, that thumb over thumb no longer works because the other hand has that strong grip. So I have to take a slightly different approach. My Nukite and that technique stepping is still going to be the exact same though. He's still thinking control, he's keeping tight. I move in for some slack. I now do a finger strike down and rotate here. Now I've started to create the space in the pinky that I needed, and I bring that thumb to the back as I'm sweeping through. Those are our 2 stand-up Japanese Jiu-Jitsu techniques. There's also now the setups where I'm looking for controlling. Where the head goes, the body will follow. So whether I've got overhand grip, I've been able to get into this position. I've got options here where I can come across and steer the jaw for my Nukite. Sets me up beautifully for either a follow-up strike or a takedown. If he's got his chin tucked and he's guarded, I'm no longer going to be able to get that jaw strike in. What I can do though is come across and wherever my thumb may find, that's what it finds. Whether it be an eye gouge to create that movement, up under the nostril, if there's his ear, I stick my thumb in it, I find an orifice, and that is now yours for the taking. So on those ones, they're really just driving through controls and then follow-ups. The other piece that I love on Nukite for is throw setup. So I've got 2 options that I'm going to show today as my throw setup. The first is a very typical one, hip toss. So again, we'll come from that outside. I drive past the body, I shoulder bump, I create that position, that body breakdown, and I take his hand, and the Nukite is a firing underneath the arm. There. He's already leaning backwards, and I've now set up my position that as I take this back hand and trap and pull on the tricep, I go from Zen stance to Zen stance and off balance to fire in. So the key on this one, however you get in behind, here. If your leg goes in the front, you need to now off balance to get yourself in that position. So you want to do your best to drive your body past that front right immediately to set yourself up for your throw. The last throw option that we're going to go through is, what if I don't feel like I can get my arm in there? He might have a really tight guard. There might be a wall, like something's just preventing me from being able to scoop under there. I can do a similar throw, but coming under that same arm. We'll take it from a punch. Where I guard through, now instead of coming over this way, I come underneath this arm. My goal here is to get my shoulder to his shoulder, pinch on this arm, pull on this tricep as my Nukite pulling arm, and this hand that was the Nukite was really an insertion of body weight. Now, I want to make sure he can't step over my leg. So I'm going to turn my body, pull, and keep in close, while this hand comes down to his hamstring as a blocker. Here, as my shirt. Or this way. I come through, body weight through it. Now I walk for the throw. We can introduce this a bunch of different ways. I can be in that clinch, bump, throw, and head. All right, I'm ready to throw. up internet comments of everyone else that makes show techniques, and a lot of times, they will compare size and go, yeah, but would it work against a stronger, larger opponent, blah, blah, blah. So this is the Asian Warriors. That's it. That felt good. That one felt good. Bonus one. I'm going to come from here, I'm going to take my finger strike and I'm going to go through his chest. I'm just kidding, I'm not doing nonsensical stuff like that, so don't do that. That is not it.